समझ नहीं आ रहा अपने सैलरी इंक्रीमेंट का क्या करूं।
बेटा इतना क्या सोच रहा है? अपने म्यूचुअल फंड्स के एसआईपी का टॉप अप करा ले। दिस इज द राइट टाइम।
क्या? समझ में नहीं आया।
बेटा इतना क्या सोच रहा है? अपने म्यूचुअल फंड्स का एसआईपी टॉप अप करा ले। दिस इज द राइट टाइम।
आप समझा।
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.
If ever the phrase VIP capture were to describe a sporting event, it would be to describe what happened with the Lionel Messi tour in India. Across different cities, of course, the most egregious display was in Kolkata, where it was a complete mess. But across different cities in India, what we basically saw was the VIP taking over, while the fans who had paid through their nose could hardly get access or time with Lionel Messi. It was either the Neta or the Abhineta, the politician or the movie star, who dominated all the photo frames with the football legend. Stars like Bhaichung Bhutia have called out this VIP culture, and in a moment from now, we'll be joined by Bhaichung to talk about what this says about sporting culture, the future of football, and more. I'm Barkha Dutt, you're with the Mojo Story. Lionel Messi is one of the world's greatest sporting legends, and so it's not a surprise that everybody would be thronging to get a glimpse of him. But fans who paid massive amounts of money to enter stadiums found that their experience was taken over and hijacked by VIPs, that very quintessentially Indian phenomena of the very important person. Who was the very important person? Usually a politician or a celebrity movie star. In Kolkata, where football is really a viscerally felt passion, the scenes in the stadium were truly heartbreaking and god-awful. Messi had to leave the stadium as angry fans basically threw bottles and displayed their anger onto the field. You can see those images there. In other cities, things were a little more orderly, but it didn't take away from the fact that it is the politician who, for most part, has dominated the photo ops, as it were, with Lionel Messi, reducing perhaps his trip to India to one gigantic photo op, a photo op not for the fans of football, but for people who are famous, important, or politically connected. Calling out this VIP culture has been Bhaichung Bhutia. I want to welcome him to the program now. He joins us as our newsmaker today. Bhaichung, it's good to see you after ages, and I really appreciate your bluntness on this. As a football legend yourself, when you saw what has happened with the Messi tour, in particular in Kolkata, but in other cities as well, what did you feel? How would you describe it?
I think, Barkha, the VIP and the politicians taking over any sporting event across different parts of the country, they've always wanted to take the limelight, and it's been there for many, many years. I'm glad that Messi's tour has exposed this, and people, in fact, in Kolkata came out and showed their frustration. And in other cities, I think a lot of fans booed the politicians when they came in. It's very, very unfortunate. I think this is a great lesson, and I hope in future from now on, when there is any sporting event, I think the sport has to be the main priority. You know, I've been in a lot of bigger sports events across India, and you are waiting for VIP to come and shake hands of all the sports of the players in the ground. Then you are waiting for his speech. I think the priority should be the sports to just go, and the fans have come to watch the game there, not for us, the VIP, to come and shake hands, waste that time, and then hear his speech. I think this is the great example, and in future, I'm sure a lot of football or other sports fans would try and discourage this kind of VIP culture, which they come in any sporting event, try and take the limelight out of it, and just try and make sure that the sport is being given priority. So I think at least Messi tour has exposed VIP culture, and I hope the VIPs now in future would make sure that the sport is there to start and to play, and not make everything about just the VIP and the politicians.
But if you say the Messi tour exposed the VIP culture, what happened in Kolkata, and we can see those images, did not really lead to the VIPs backing off in other cities. It led to a more controlled holding of all of his events. But as you said, the politicians continue to dominate. When you saw the scenes that we are seeing on the screen unfold in Kolkata, did you relate to the anger of the fans?
I did. Now, if you look at it, again, and if you look inside the ground, it was a lot of politicians that really dominated Messi. And the worst thing is, sadly, in India, a lot of the sporting, infrastructure, stadiums are not owned by clubs or private entities, sporting private entities. They're all controlled by government. So, and the organizers will have to really work with the government to get the venue passed and everything. And I think that's where they take a lot of advantage when you have big stars like Messi or anybody, world sporting icons coming in. And that is where exactly when you've got fans paying 5,000-10,000 coming from different parts of the country, especially from Northeast, a lot of fans that come towards Messi. And inside the ground, you just saw only, the VIPs surrounding him and not letting him go, because there were, I think, few press media, there were cameras inside which were shooting Messi, and they just wanted to be around Messi and be seen around. So I think that frustration is genuine from the fans, because I think the football fans would get once in a lifetime opportunity to see Messi live in their own stadium, in their own country or state, or in their own ground, like Salt Lake Stadium. And when you don't get to see that, you come far away, spend that kind of money. I think the frustration what they have taken out is fair.
And who would you blame for what happened in Kolkata specifically, where actually, it became such an unruly situation that Messi actually had to leave the grounds, an inquiry was set up, the organizer was arrested. Who do you hold responsible for what happened specifically in Kolkata?
Every single VIPs inside that stadium that was surrounding Messi from the time he entered till the time he left. I think they met Messi, they had a photo shoot with him. They should just leave him. I think it's inside the ground. That's a playing area for any sports person. Your playing field is like a temple or a monastery for us. So that playing field, I think you just have to let the players go in, let him play with the kids or some ex-footballers. Why do you need the movie actors to politicians to bureaucrats going into the playing arena and surrounding him? I think that's where if they had let it there, till the ground, outside the ground, still okay. But once he goes into the playing arena, I think fans would have been very happy that Messi could have kicked around, trained with some kids there, and they would have been very, very happy. But this guy just did not leave him from the time he entered till the time he left. So every single people in that frame who's there from the time Messi entered till the time who's left, these people are responsible for making this situation come.
So in other words, you're saying that the sporting space should have, once the photographs are taken, maybe at the backstage or something of an event, the sporting arena should be free from VIPs.
Yes, there is a flow of an event. So if the VIP or a Neta wants to meet, there is an event flow. Messi is going to go to the stage, and there will be a moment where they will be invited. If very, very important, political leaders would be invited, Bollywood stars would be invited, cricketers and footballers. So I think the flow has to be respected. But in this situation, if you look at it, they just did not respect the flow. They just wanted to be there, Messi, and hold him, and was not letting anybody else come in. I think there were a few ex-footballers in Calcutta ground. They wanted to shake hands. Even that, I think they couldn't do it properly because the Netas just surrounded and did not let that happen as well.
So you're saying even India's biggest football names in Kolkata particularly could not get proper access to Messi because the Netas were dominating the show?
That's what. I spoke to a few of my friends who are actually had played that exhibition match for Messi, and Messi had come to, was shaking hands for everybody, and they were not given proper time to even shake hands because this guy just did not let that also happen properly.
That's just terrible, and I mean, it would make my blood boil. Do you agree with the arrest of the organizer? The sports minister has been held accountable, but the organizer has been taken into custody. Do you agree with that?
I think it's a bit unfair, but yes, being an organizer at the end of the responsibilities is the organizer who's organized the event. And when that kind of incident, when the fans have come and destroyed the entire stadium, then the organizers has to take the responsibility. But I feel sorry for him that the main organizer who's been arrested, Satardo, he's from Calcutta, he's a Bengali local guy, and you're doing an event in Kolkata where the stadium is owned by the government. He has to rely on the police, which is also under the government. The stadium is under government. And I think few people, political leaders, have taken that advantage. Like the sports minister you've seen in this frame, he's been there from the time Messi's entered till the time he's left. The stadium comes under him. So I think he's been, though he did, we could see in some of the images where he tried controlling and getting people out, but the people just did not listen. So yes, I think in a way, at the end, if things doesn't go and the way it has been, the organizers anywhere around the world would take the blame and has to take the blame. But yeah, it's a bit. I feel a bit sorry because apart from organizers, there were a few political leaders and other people also involved to make this situation in such a big mess.
And it's important to remember that the organizer most likely has no control or authority to send away VIPs from the field and to manage that sort of stuff. So I think that's an important point that you make there. Can I ask you, as a football star yourself, as one of India's most beloved and respected football legends, when you see people pay through their nose to come and see Messi, but not show the same sort of love for Indian footballers. Of course, you, Sunil Chhetri, have got a lot of love, and I was very touched to see Mumbai's auditorium cheering for Sunil. But in general, what does that dissonance make you feel? What does that mismatch make you feel? I think you said somewhere that if fans can pay this much money for Messi, why aren't they showing this kind of support to Indian footballers?
No, again, I think Indian football, we need to get results. We need to start performing because the fans would also want, the national team to do well. And I won't blame the fans if we don't perform, then it's very difficult for fans to connect as well. Again, to get results, what do you need? I think you need to produce players. How do you produce players? I think the players comes from different district, different state. What are the problems within that state in terms of making such good footballers that can go on to play in a World Cup standard? So I think there are a lot of problems, issues which is there. I think it's a big debate. It's a big, I can speak for days about if I have to speak of Indian football and the structure. But there's definitely something wrong with our entire Indian football structure because we have AIFF, under AIFF we've got state bodies. So I think there are a lot of issues, problems within the state as well. They have their own issues, problems, why they can't do strong grassroots level. Why can't Federation? Now Federation is struggling to have ISL and even I-League 1 and I-League 2. So that itself shows that there's a huge problem within the Federation. So when you have a problem there and then you don't produce players, you don't get results, the fan obviously does get frustrated to come and watch. So you could see with Messi's tour, I think people love the sport, people love football. It's Messi who's come in, but at least they've shown that, there's an football icon who's come in, and fans have come in huge numbers in all the cities. So there's a huge fan following for the game. It's just that Indian football, I think we need to start getting results. We need to start performing. And I'm sure fans are there. We could see with Messi's tour that there's huge fan following of football. And you won't see in other sports because football obviously is the only global sport in the world. But you would not see any other sporting icon going anywhere around the world and getting the kind of reception what Messi got in Kolkata, in India. So there's a huge football fan, and that's the proof. It's just that we need to get our house in order.
But can I ask you a last question on that? The fact is that this has been a bad year for football. The Asia Cup qualification didn't happen. Now the leagues are struggling for bidders. So where from here? If the auditoriums, the stadiums are packed for Messi, how do we get Indian football back on track?
See, I think I had said it 3 years ago when there was a new body that was formed after Indian football got suspended by FIFA. And there are people to be blamed in the government as well, in the central government. I did say to all the people concerned that we are getting a wrong guy as a president of All India Football Federation. Because I know he's junior to me, he's played it. And I know, he's not played to that level as well. But in terms of football knowledge, in terms of after his retirement, the kind of work he's done, he's not done anything in terms of football related thing. And we interact as players, and he was junior to me in club as well. He's never played India under me. He's not played the senior national team. He must have played under 19 or something. I did mention that when you have a person, if you trying to, which is great if the government, state government, central government is trying to bring in somebody, and politics is definitely going to be involved anywhere. And I don't mind that. But when politics is involved, try and bring the right people in. You can't bring in somebody just because somebody is in your party and he's gonna, he's there and we'll just push him. I think sports is such an important thing. It can influence the entire generation. India is a young country. We've got youth centric. In the world, if you look at the population, we've got the highest youth population in the world. So I think it's very important that we need to connect with this youth through sports. And if you don't have right policies, right people there, then that's what it happened to football exactly. 3 years ago, I fought and told that we're getting wrong guy and it's going to get messed up. And now I think a lot of people who actually got Kalyan into that position are also regretting that we've done a mistake. But the cost has been so huge that from top 100, we've gone to 142. And another 4 or 5 months, we're going to go to 150 as well. So to bring back football to again top 100 is going to take a huge task. So I think you need to bring in people who's got passion, who's got knowledge, who's really got love and desire to take the game forward. And sadly today, just not federation, within the state as well, we've got people there for 30, 40 years being in the state association, have no commitment for the sport, but they're just there for the chair and they're not promoting the sport in any way. And it's going to kill. And I don't see future for just not football, but a lot of other sport as well. Because there are people who are holding those chairs just for their own, position, but nothing to really promote and have the passion and desire to take the game forward, and which is very, very unfortunate in all the sports in India.
And you think this could actually kill the future of football and other sports?
It's already killed. Look at where we are. We need to also realize that today the government of India has brought in the Commonwealth Games. We are trying to bid for Olympics. We need to start performing. Obviously, Commonwealth Games is still not as competitive as Olympics. If we can get Olympics to India, I think we need to start performing. And to perform, we need to make sure that people responsible with the federation, state associations in any sports should have a commitment to take the sport forward. Otherwise, it can't be only Honorable Prime Minister trying to bring in Olympics to India. And then people who are working with the sports are least bothered. They're only there for their own chair and position. So if that doesn't work, then I think it's going to be disaster for Indian sports in future as well.
Yep. Before we let you go, Bhaichung, after seeing the big crowds for Messi, as a footballer, what is your dream? What is it that you want people of, you slammed the VIP culture, but what is your dream that one day maybe the stadiums will be packed like this for an Indian football match?
No, I think stadiums have been packed in the past as well. I played in front of 140,000 crowd, which is the highest footballing in Asia and second in the world as well. I played for Indian team, which had almost 1 lakh crowd in Kerala, Bengal, and in Goa as well. So there are fans, they really love it. We need to perform as well. The good thing is the younger generation really loves the sport. I think football is one of the fastest growing sport in India today. I run my own football academy, Bhaichung Bhutia Football Schools. Now, if you look at even BBFS, Bhaichung Bhutia Football Schools, it's been 15 years I've ran this football school. I've not taken a single rupee till today from either from state government or central government to help me support this. It's been through our coaches and our people who are working there. Our boys and girls have gone on to play for India in different age group. So I think the talent is going to be there. There's huge passion for football in India. I think if you compare with cricket, the younger generation is more watching and play. I don't know about playing, but definitely watching football because of icons like Messi and Ronaldo. I think they have had a huge influence on a lot of Indian kids. Yes, we want them to follow Sunil Chhetri's and other Indian stars as well in India, and that will happen. But we need to make sure that these kids are getting that platform to train, compete, and that culture has been created, environment is created so that kids come and play.
Absolutely. And more power to you and your academy, your football academy and schools. Thank you, Bhaichung, for being so blunt and plain spoken and for speaking from your heart. It's a pleasure talking to you. Take care and see you soon.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. It's great to see you here. Thank you for watching our work. If you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to click the bell icon and subscribe to Mojo Story and support independent, robust journalism.